Arctic conditions bringing weeks of sub-zero temperatures are tipped to hold out through the start of spring. Officials have warned the elderly and those with health conditions to take extra care and stay indoors during extreme cold weather. The nation is on alert for heavy and disruptive snowfall over the next fortnight, sparking warnings to stock up. The mercury will start to drop from Wednesday as mild westerly winds are nudged out by cold easterlies. Daytime temperatures across the country will struggle to get above freezing by the start of next week, experts warn. Related articles. Cyclone Gita update: what effect has the tropical storm had on new UK weather? Met Office chart shows Britain heading for deep freeze. It is likely to turn very cold with daytime temperatures of freezing expected. Martin Bowles. Met Office forecaster Martin Bowles warned there is a risk of widespread snow through the end of this month. He said, "We now have greater confidence that a cold spell is coming. Temperatures will start to fall through this week." However, from Sunday it is likely to turn very cold with daytime temperatures of freezing expected quite widely through this period. We have more confidence that this will bring an unstable weather situation. There is now a greater chance of snowfall next week, mostly in the east but even to western regions and London. We are still relatively confident this cold weather will last into the first week of March, the start of the meteorological spring. Daytime temperatures will fall into low single figures through over the coming days after the mild start to the week. Thermometers will plunge widely to 3°C, 26. .6°F, by the weekend before taking another nosedive from Sunday night, experts warn. Bone-chilling winds will sweep in from the Russian Arctic where the mercury is currently plunging below 20°C, 4°F. Mr. Bowles added, "By the start of next week we expect to see widespread frosts and lower temperatures. We are unsure just how low they will get at this stage." Cold weather will be driven by the onset of a sudden stratospheric warming, SSW, pattern over the North Pole. The phenomenon, which causes a switch in wind direction pulling air in from the east, is linked to long periods of cold weather. The last SSW happened in January 2013 and was followed by a stubborn icy blast which kept the nation shivering into April. High pressure to the south of Ireland will move across Britain over the coming days, triggering the wind change. By Sunday, forecasters expect it to be wedged over Scandinavia, opening the doors to a numbing airflow from Siberia and Russia. Health officials have warned people to take care over the next fortnight, with those suffering from chronic problems most at risk. Dr. Penny Woods, chief executive of the British Lung Foundation, said, "Cold weather can really impact people living with a lung condition. They can become susceptible to cold or flu, which can trigger flare-ups of symptoms, and lead to a long recovery period." We advise people to check the weather before going out, and if you are not feeling well or are having trouble breathing, stay indoors and keep warm. Malcolm Booth, chief executive of the National Federation of Occupational Pensioners, NFOP, added, "There are fresh warnings of another cold snap hitting Britain over the next few days." Vulnerable people can often be caught unawares by a sudden cold blast, so it might be wise to stock up on basics so there is something warm to eat and will save you having to venture out in the worst of the weather. St. John Ambulance today warned people to take extra care on icy roads and pavements. A spokesman said, as parts of the UK experience severe weather conditions, with temperatures set to drop below zero and snow and ice predicted in some areas, we are likely to see an increase in people becoming ill and injuring themselves. The elderly and vulnerable are particularly susceptible to slips and falls, and prolonged periods in the cold could lead to hypothermia. Eleanor Bell, meteorologist for the Weather Channel, said a bitter wind chill will make it feel close to 8°C, 17.6 F, parts by the weekend. She said, "We expect a colder and drier trend through the end of February and into the front half of March." High pressure from the west will merge with higher pressure over Scandinavia. This will drive a colder wind veering easterly in the run-up to the weekend. This area of high pressure will strengthen over the weekend and drag in cold air from the east. Over the weekend and through next week it will feel much colder with a wind chill of around 4°C, 24. 8 F, to 8°C, 17.7 F. Temperatures in Britain will fall lower than Iceland, currently hovering around 2°C, 35.6 F, over the next week. Related articles: Cyclone Gita in pics, tropical storm causes New Zealand devastation. UK cold weather charts shock, GFS models show temperature plunge. UK weather warning, cold weather to hit next week amid Siberian freeze.